Today's video covers this past weekend. I hunted on a wildlife management area here in East Tennessee on a portion of it that I had never been to before. It's the first time I'd hunted this particular area, and had a near accident, and it'll cover that in the video, but I wanted to explain to you a little bit. I was climbing that morning my climbing stand, and those of you who have used climbing stands know that you should always keep your foot climber and your top part of your stand tethered together, and I've always done that for 40 years. I've never had an incident, never had a problem like that before, and so I was climbing, and there was a really unusual knot on the tree. I had to work my way around, and I got the top part of my climber around it, and then I was trying to work the bottom part of my climber around that knot in that tree, and it slipped off my feet, and I heard it clang, and I shined my light down, and the bottom part of the climber had fell all the way to the ground, and I was stuck about 15 feet up. I sat there for a few minutes, just kind of regained my wits, tried to come up with a plan, considered jumping, considered hanging off the top part of the stand and jumping. But every scenario that I considered, I had fear that I'd end up with a broken leg or worse. Even though I wasn't that high up, I did have my safety harness on, so I wasn't in any danger. Anyway, I finally, after about 15 minutes of debating, and I called for help. I had a friend who lived in the area, had another friend who lived a little farther, but was fairly familiar with the area. And so both of them ended up showing at the same time. And I was about a half mile back in the woods, and they found me with no problem, and used my pull rope to attach it to the climber, and I pulled it up, climbed down, and everything was good. I hated bothering anybody. I just hate to bother anybody. I just kind of pride myself on being independent, and when I have to get help, it just kills me. But I did, and I appreciate my good friends who came and helped me, and was able to get back in the stand and hunt. And it was a very uneventful day. Saw one coyote, went back the next day, saw nothing. It was warm, very warm, early or late October hunt. And so, but I'm gonna bring you a few highlights, because if you read the description of my channel, it is just a log of my hunting experiences. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm gonna try to just record it all. Hopefully it helps somebody, interests somebody, and that's it. So, well, got myself in a fix this morning. I'm back here in a wildlife management area, probably half mile, 3/4 of a mile back in the woods. And something's happened this morning that it's never happened to me in over 40 years of deer hunting. I've hunted all over the country. I was climbing this morning, and this tree was a little bit kind of oblong instead of round, the trunk of it. And I was having a little bit hard time with my foot climber. I was trying to wiggle it around the base of the tree here. I mean, I'm about 15 feet up, and it slipped off my feet, which is no big deal because I have the bottom tied to the top, but something happened to my rope. Clip either broke, or the rope broke or something, and my bottom of my stand has slipped all the way down to the bottom of the tree, and I'm stuck. Ain't nobody out here hunting. So I've tried to come up with every kind of answer to get down. Thought about using my safety strap as a top portion of my stand, and the seat portion as a foot climber, but afraid I'm just gonna get myself in worse problems. So I'm gonna have to call some help, get somebody to come help me. As aggravating and as embarrassing as that is, I don't have any choice. Just thank the Lord I have my safety harness and I'm safe. It's a little high to jump. I don't want to take a chance on breaking my leg. So I guess I'm here for an hour or two till help can get here. So I'll let you know the end result. Just be careful out there. Like I said, I've been doing this 40 years. I've never even come close, really, to having an accident. So it just goes to show you it can happen to anybody. Wear safety duck up here. I'm about 15 feet up. Help is on the way. It's just slow help. But I'm okay. Cold a little bit. Very uncomfortable. But I'm in good shape. So I'm just more embarrassed than anything. Thank the good Lord for good friends. I had my boss, actually, and our solid waste director, who I work with closely. Both of them came out along with one of our friends and helped me get the platform back up. All I had to do was just tie it to my pull-up rope, and I was able to pull it up and climb down. And Lord, I was frozen cold, and I walked around a while and warmed up, and we stood around and laughed about it. And very grateful we could laugh about it, that I wasn't hurt. Everything's good, and heck, I warmed up, walked around, warmed up, climbed back up in a tree, so I'm up here hunting now. I took the day off work already and already had all my stuff out here. I would have had no inkling of hunting, but once I got down, everything was all right. I was all right. I told them, I said, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to stay here and hunt, I guess. And they laughed, said, absolutely, that's why we come out here, to have to get settled so you could hunt. So it just goes to show you, be safe. You can never have enough safety precautions. As I told you earlier, I usually carry a tree step in my pocket or in my tree stand somewhere on me, and I didn't have it, but thankfully I had the safety harness. I was safe. I got cold and stiff sitting there. It was probably 2 hours I sat there on the bar of my stand, top part of my stand. So anyway, it's about close to 9 o'clock, I guess. 8:52. So still could have a buck wander through here. Hunting a wildlife management area. It's managed. It's got to be 4 on one side before you can shoot it. So heck, you never know. So we'll see. Also, there's bear and hogs out here. Lots of them. So we at least may get something on video. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, thank you for staying with us. Be safe. Out doing a little scouting after climbing down. Climbed down at noon today in this wildlife management area. Ran across something, brings back a lot of memories. Somebody's hunting out of an old tree lounge. Lord, I spent a lot of hours in an old tree lounge just like that. Killed a few deer out of them, but memories of days gone by. That old tree lounge brought back a lot of memories. That was really the first real tree stand that I ever owned. I owned a Baker stand when I first started hunting, a death trap, and I hunted off the ground a lot. And and I bought the tree line because I was scared of heights, but I watched a video of Margaret climbing in that stand and hanging over the edge of it, and I thought surely I'd feel safe and secure in it, and bought one and loved it. Toted that thing many hundreds of miles through the woods and spent a lot of hours in it. Killed a lot of deer out of it. But anyway, the weekend rather was unproductive as far as deer hunting, deer sighting. It's been a kind of a rough year. Not really even had a sighting of a deer while I was on the stand, but it's very early. I'm hunting just about all new places this year, places I've never been to, never hunted, except for the private property that I hunt, and I've not got to be out there but one day. So, but it's going to pick up. Going to be more activity. I can promise you that. Be safe. Wear a safety harness. Keep your top and the bottom of your stands tethered together, and take care of yourself. We'll see you next time.